welcome back to the channel. We're going to have another Diamond Select Toys sponsored review for you today. I'm going to be taking a look at a new product they launched this year called D-Formz, which are small, roughly 3-inch scale size characters from different franchises that sort of have a deformed head sort of look to them. I think that's kind of aptly named then. We're huge fans of Karate Kid here, grew up with it. Also, Cobra Kai has been really capturing the magic of those old films. So we wanted to start showing D-Formz off with the Cobra Kai wave that just came out. So Diamond Select Toys was great enough to send us an entire box of their first wave of characters here. We don't know if there's future waves, we'll see. So this is what it's going to look like on your shelf of your local comic store. You can see the characters on the side here, wrap it all the way around. So if you're trying to identify it on the shelves, basically this is what it's going to look like. A nice little display box with a ton of little blind boxes on the inside of it. So each one of these little blind boxes, I mean, they're truly blind. There's no window in there. There's no way to tell what is inside. You can see that the odds of each character are on there, and they're pretty evenly for a box of 12. You got a better chance of getting Johnny or Daniel than the other 3 characters. But they're all kind of split pretty evenly, 2 out of 12 or 3 out of 12 for 5, splitting 12 5 different ways. Then yeah, it's pretty evenly. So you got a pretty good chance. But we're gonna crack them open here in the order they came to see if maybe there's some kind of way they're arranged in the cases here that might help you figure it out on the shelf if you're trying to get a particular character. We didn't move any of these around. These are exactly the way they came shipped in this case. So hopefully they're consistent across how they're packed. That may or may not be the case. I didn't see any kind of like number indication on the bottom. I know with some blind box characters, sometimes there's a sequence number and you could tell just in the sequence number which character corresponds to the first or the last number in the sequence. That's not the case here. These are completely blind. There's no way of telling. So why don't we crack into them and see what we get? I'm less particular about how I open up a blind box because for the most part, I don't really care about the box. So I'm not being really careful about it, just being kind of blunt. So we're going to open the one in the front right corner if you're facing the box here and see what character we get and see how well these are packaged up. So just a flap so far, and then some plastic bubble wrap on the inside. And the first character we got is Johnny, it looks like. And it kind of makes sense. He's got the highest percentage of getting him. So for our first character, we get Johnny. So he's bubble wrapped inside a plastic bag. So we got Johnny here, and he's going to be sporting. I think this is Cobra Kai, so it's all the modern look. It is not the previous look. Now I think he was supposed to be glued on this base, but it seems like the glue sort of lost its contact. So I'll have to fix that. But you can see in the 360 here, looking pretty sharp. He's got a pretty nice likeness of the character. Pretty tight paint applications across. Yeah, I don't see any overlap or anything like that. And they got pretty good detail. The gi, the belt there is not molded onto them. It's sort of hanging off the front there. Same with the headband. So that's a nice little depth in the hair too in terms of the design. So not bad for a character coming in at a lower price point here. And the bases have all the Cobra Kai logos on them. But like I said, these should have been glued on there. So we're gonna have to put a little piece of glue to get him stuck back on there. But yeah, so our first one is Johnny. So let's go over to the second one here. So our next box in the series, just from right to left, see what we end up with. And it looks like another Johnny. So luck of the draw, 2 Johnnies in a row. This one's actually glued onto the base though. So yep, so that's what we ended up getting so far. We got 2 Johnnies. So going across, and I wonder if that's going to be a consistent pattern here, going across the spectrum. So we got 2 Johnnies, and the next one in our sequence. A 3rd Johnny. So yeah, so you're supposed to be 3 out of 12 in terms of the sequence of Johnnies here. So it seems like the first 3 characters in the front row were all Johnny, right to left here. So our next character should be, I mean, has to be somebody different if it's out of 12. I don't think this is a mixed box. So out of 12, we should see maybe Daniel next. Yep, it's Daniel. So we got our Daniel. So that, I wonder if the next ones in the sequence here will be Daniel. So we'll see that. This one a little bit easier to open. We'll give you a nice 360 of Daniel as well. So similar to Johnny, we have the character with his likeness here, that deformed head look. The belt is not attached, it's looping over, and you can see the bottom of the gi also is not molded on, so that has a little bit of layering there. Same with the headband in the back. Pretty nice paint applications of that Miyagi-Do symbol on his back there with the bonsai tree in the sun. And then, of course, if you could see his base here, his base has Miyagi-Do karate written on it. You can only see it from the top, otherwise it's backward down here. But it has the tree and the tree and the sun there. So it looks like depending on what side the characters correspond with, they have different bases. So that's kind of interesting. We'll see how they go across. So I don't know, if we're playing a gambit, I would think that this is Daniel and this is Daniel. So that would mean the next two in the sequence should be the next character. So I'm going to open up the one in the back corner here. Oh, this one opened a lot easier. And this should be a different character. And it is. It's Samantha. So I think we might have cracked the code here. We have Samantha here, and Samantha comes with a weapon accessory. And I'm assuming that that weapon is not going to come out of her hands. It's going to be molded into the character. And yep, we'll give you a nice close-up here. So you can see Samantha with her bow staff here. And yeah, her hair there is all molded on, but it's got some detailing on it. And the shirt kind of hangs over the pants, so that's kind of layered on there. But then, of course, she's on that Miyagi-Do karate base as well. So it seems that the characters correspond with whatever school they're in at the time. But it's a nice detail. You can even see on the back there, she's got a hair tie on, so they even put that in there. So again, not bad for miniature characters to have that kind of level of detail, this little level of display here, and the paying attention to which school they went to as well. So they added that little fun factor in there. All right, so my guess is if that's Danielle, this is going to be Danielle. These are going to be Daniel. So then, or I'm sorry, Samantha, not Danielle. Samantha, these are Daniel. I'm going to hop to the back here, and I think of these four, these are going to be Kreese and then Hawk. So I'm going to try this back corner. Let's see if I'm right. I think we might have cracked it here. And this is Hawk. I think I cracked the code. So that's good for you paying attention at home if you're trying to game the system here and figure out how to get the characters you want. Okay, here's a look at Hawk up close. So Hawk, okay, obviously has his signature Hawk right on top of his head here. And he's got that scar or whatever he has underneath his nose is captured there with a little bit of coloring on his face. His gi, his hands are sort of separate from the mold of the gi. So you can see his hands sticking out there. The belt separate, the bottom of the gi separate, on top of the pants. So a lot of layering going on there. So really well designed. Of course, on the back, we have the Cobra Kai logo on his gi as well. And then the base is a Cobra Kai base. So that's consistent with the character at this point in time. This is probably circa season 1. This is going to be how Hawk was part of the set. So we sort of figured out, I think, the pattern right here. So if I want, so these two are going to be Samantha, then these two are Hawk. I think I need to skip over. I'll do the back corner, and I think this is going to be Kreese. And let's see. And we did it. Yep. We have cracked that code. So this is Kreese. All right, let's take a close-up of Kreese. So you can see him there doing his signature, sleeveless gi. I've never seen that in any kind of actual competition or any school where someone's wearing a sleeveless gi. but he has it. He's doing his grabbing the inner lining of it in his proud pose. His belt and the bottom of the gi is layered on top of the pants there, so it's not all one mold. Of course, he's got his tattoo on his right arm, his Marine Corps tattoo, I believe. So you can see that a little bit, and then some nice detailing on the hair there. No logo on the back of the gi, and I can't remember in the movie whether or not he had a logo on there, but he's still sporting his signature black gi and his super proud look. And then, of course, the Cobra Kai base on the bottom, and that is essentially his. There's nothing more to Kreese. I mean, he's not an amazing character with a lot of depth or accessories in the movie. And that completes our look at the first wave. You can see we have a uneven balance here of Cobra Kai versus Miyagi-Do, but it's the first wave, and I think these are some of the more interesting characters in the first season. Obviously, hopefully we get more. They kind of missed Miguel. He's kind of a big one too, so you can kind of view him as the next Karate Kid in the show, but we'll see if they add more. This is just the first wave. They just launched Diamond Select Toys just launched D-Formz earlier this year. They started with the Lord of the Rings characters, and now we have Cobra Kai, and then we just saw that the release of the TMNT series came out. Those are going to be based on the comics. They're not based on the cartoons or the movies, so we'll see them more based on the Mirage comic series with the red headbands. So hopefully we'll see more of these if they're successful. You can pick them up at your local comic store around $9, $10 each. So if you use our method here of playing the corners and then playing in the left side here of the second row, you'll be able to secure all 5 of these characters without having to get each one. That's assuming every single box is kind of laid out the same, where it was Johnny, 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 Daniel, 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 Samantha, Samantha, and then Hawk, Hawk, and Kreese, Kreese. I don't know, but I think playing the corners is a safe bet, at least to get 4 of these guys. You could try each box, but it seems that these things are usually packaged that way consistently. That's what I've seen in other boxes. Not trying to use heuristics here to solve this, but I think you have a good bet if you play the corners, at least to get 4 of these guys. So you can try that. We'll have a link. You can order them from Entertainment Earth. They only sell the whole box, and that retails for about $100, but you get 12 of them. We'll have our code, of course, for 10% off, so it knocks it back down to $90. So it's actually a bargain versus the $10 individual price. So you guys could secure it that way once it comes back in stock. Or, like I said, just go to your local comic shop and try to pick them up. So that's all for this wave. There's going to be more Karate Kid stuff, more Cobra Kai stuff that we're going to show you this year. Very soon we'll be showing you the All Valley Tournament 2-pack, so tune back for that. And that's Johnny and Daniel from their younger years in the 80s. And then we'll be showing the later on in the year, there's a new wave of select figures with Chosen and Silver and a new Johnny. So check back for those as well. Keep tuning back for more Karate Kid or Cobra Kai news, because we love it. We're going to keep following it as much as we can. As always, you go to cooltoyreview.com. We have the latest news on any toy releases from most manufacturers and pre-order information, so just keep checking there. In addition to the reviews we have here, will also be up on the site. And anytime you want to see a review on anything that we've done in the past, we have a review section. You click in, and it's broken down by manufacturer from the past 20 years. So going way, way back, we should have some reviews in there as well, too. So that's all for this time. As always, like, subscribe, and follow for more news and for more videos. And we will see you guys next time.